Hello, welcome to tclassify.com. I will be answering WAEC 2018 Chemistry Theory, question 5D. With the aid of a chemical equation, explain briefly how iron is extracted in the blast furnace using iron ore, coke, and limestone as raw materials as the Roman figure 1, bottom of the furnace, Roman figure 2, middle of the furnace, Roman figure 3, top of the furnace. So we have to use equation all through. For Roman figure 1, the oxygen gas in the hot air combined with the carbon, that is coke. So coke is one of the allotropes of carbon, to produce carbon 4 oxide, which is reduced to carbon 2 oxide. So this happens at the bottom of the furnace. Then at the middle of the furnace, which is Roman figure 2, the calcium carbonate, that is CaCO3, decomposes under great heat to form carbon 4 oxide, calcium hydroxide, and calcium carbonate decomposes to remove the impurities silicon oxide. Then Roman figure 3, that is at the top of the furnace, iron 3 oxide is reduced to metallic iron, that is we have Fe2O3 plus 3CO to give 2Fe plus 3CO2. Now with this explanation, so we have question 5D Roman figure 1, that is what happened at the bottom of the furnace. So that is what we have for the 5D Roman figure 1. We have to write this, then give our answer in equation. That is, we have the oxygen, that is O2. We use O2 to represent the oxygen gas. The oxygen gas in the hot air, combines with the carbon, that is coke. Don't forget that coke is one of the allotropes of carbon, to produce carbon 4 oxide, that is CO2, so this carbon 4 oxide is reduced to carbon 2 oxide, Then don't forget that here we have to use chemical equation. So we have carbon react with oxygen gas to give carbon 4 oxide gas. Then this carbon 4 oxide gas is reduced, that is CO2 in gaseous states, so it is reduced to form 2CO, that is carbon 2 oxide, as explained above. So with the aid of the equation, so we have C plus O2 giving CO2 gas, then carbon 4 oxide gas reduced to carbon 2 oxide. That is what happened in the bottom of the furnace. Then Roman figure 2, that is at the middle of the furnace, what happens? We have the calcium carbonate, that is CaCO3, the calcium carbonate, then the chemical formula is CaCO3, calcium carbonate decomposes under great heat, to form carbon 4 oxide, and calcium oxide, and calcium carbonate CaCO3 decomposes to remove the impurities that is silicon oxide SiO2. Then we have to use equation. We have to represent this expression in equation. Then we have the equation to be, we have calcium hydroxide, the calcium carbonate giving CaO, that is calcium oxide as mentioned here, calcium oxide. Then we have CO2 produced. So we mentioned that here as well, CO2. Then we have calcium hydroxide plus silicon oxide SiO2 to give CaSiO3. So this is what happened at the middle of the furnace. But let's see what happened at the top of the furnace. That is Roman figure 3. So iron oxide, the iron 3 oxide is reduced, that is at the top of the furnace, is reduced to metallic ions, Then representing this in equation, we have iron 3 oxide, that is Fe2O3 plus 3CO, that is carbon 2 oxide, to give 2Fe. So it is reduced to iron, that is metallic ion. Then we have 3CO2 to balance our equation. So this is what happened at the top of the furnace. So we have represented what happened at the bottom of the furnace, middle of the furnace, and at the top of the furnace with the equation. Then we have, for the first one, we have carbon reacts with oxygen to give carbon 4 oxide. Then we have our carbon 4 oxide later reduced to carbon 2 oxide, as we have it in the equation. We have CO2 plus C giving 2CO in gaseous state. Then at the middle of the furnace, we have the calcium carbonate, that is CaCO3, decomposes under great heat to form carbon 4 oxide and calcium oxide. And this calcium carbonate decomposes to remove the impurities, silicon oxide. Then we represented that one in the equation as we have calcium triiosocarbonate 4 giving calcium hydroxide and carbon CO2, that is carbon 4 oxide. Then we have calcium oxide react with silicon oxide to give CaSiO3. So that is what happened at the middle of the furnace. Then at the top of the furnace, we have iron 3 oxide reduced to metallic ion, and that is why we have it in the equation. We have Fe2O3, that is iron 3 oxide react with CO, that is carbon 2 oxide, to give metallic ion and CO2. So this is what happened in the bottom, middle of the furnace, and at the top of the furnace. So if you like this video, click like and subscribe for more videos. You can still visit our YouTube channel www.educateafricans.com. Thank you. God bless you.